in that case study itself, that question is there. Is starting a Chinese restaurant an equally valid business opportunity both for Deepak and Nandan? Second, what type of business do you suggest for Deepak and Nandan and why? Right. So first question. So over to you. Anybody? Yeah, student. Should I call any name of the student or voluntarily you will come forward? Sujata, are you there? Sujata Naik. Kindly unmute yourself. Yes. Moria. Mayura. Today also not read the case? Which one you have read? Have you read the second one, IIM Ahmedabad case? Hello, student. It seems you are habitual to just only have a one-way kind of traffic.
Sir, actually, I have not attended much lecture of yours, and I just wanted to answer, but I'm not sure because I have not read any study. I thought maybe you have given some homework. I was not part of the lecture. Yeah, so that's why I'm unable to answer. Otherwise, I would have.
It's your first lecture?
No, sir, I have read, but in between, due to my work schedule and call with the clients, sometimes I have not attended at 8 p.m. lecture.
Okay, fine, fair enough. Okay, so actually the practice is, initially I had a discussion on the basic concept and related to some theory. And then now, parallelly, generally what I used to do, I shared the cases well in advance, and then based on that, we used to have a discussion, and then followed by some conceptual understanding, which is associated with that kind of case. So that's how it is. So in that context, one PDF file containing 2 smaller cases are there. And then another second PDF, which is very detailed kind of IIMCA case. Okay, anyway, so that's what I did so far. And last lecture also on Tuesday. And then you people promised that in next lecture we will come and we'll discuss this case. So today also nobody is in position to discuss this case. So is there any problem so that I can take corrective action from my end, or else you can share your concern? Yeah. So it's important to understand me as a faculty, as a course instructor of this subject. So please tell me, you don't like this methodology, this teaching pedagogy of classroom discussion based on cases? Please answer, student, so that I can understand your concern. No? So then accordingly, I can take corrective action. Yeah, please, student, let me know.
I mean, as per my point of view, I'm just reading your case study which the case study has been shared by the college. So I'm just going through with that in 2 minutes. Will try to answer you. But yes, the case study
Thank you.
is good.
Just go through it. Yeah, good. So you just go through it. Others you can also read, but can anybody tell me about, your feedback about this methodology of having a case-based discussion and then drawing some kind of a conceptual understanding to, get through the startup and then venture management, the basic fundamentals. Dhanashri, are you there? Nikita? Rahul, Chinmay? No one is answering. So Neha, which case you are reading? The Chinese restaurant? Yeah, Sanju case you are reading?
Yes, sir, the first one, Chinese restaurant, Deepak and the other one.
Fine. So are you in a position to discuss something on that?
No, sir, I just finished 2 paragraphs. The last paragraph I'm reading.
Okay, fine. Pratiksha? See, there is no problem. You have not read the case. That's fair enough. But at least you answer na. You discuss na. At least kindly unmute yourself and tell your concern. Yeah. So let's break that kind of whatever anxiety you may be having. Right. अब जब तक बात नहीं करोगे मुझे बताओगे नहीं तब तक कैसे मुझे पता चलेगा, right? So at least share your concern, no? So that I can plan accordingly. Advait, Chinmay?
Sir, Neha here. Sir, I would like to try now.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay, so this is regarding the Chinese restaurant case study. And I think like Nandan and Deepak both are having the experience in their terms of, their likings and the experience belongs to investment banking with Nandan, and Deepak is having experience in hospitality. So I think the Chinese restaurant idea is valid business opportunity for Deepak as per my perception, because he is having the hospitality industry experience, and I think he is well known in this. Maybe he will get success. This is just my perception.
Okay.
As comparative.
Perfect. But let me put one more condition.
Yes, sir.
Both, if you read the first sentence, Deepak and Nandan both want to start their own business. Okay. So let's say you are saying that Deepak would have a more probability to success because of he is into that industry, hospitality industry, right? That's what you are saying, right?
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Am I audible, sir?
Yeah. Very much. I'm just reconfirming it. Yeah.
Sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. I was just comparing both of them.
Okay. But okay, fine. So is it possible individually for Deepak to do it? Now, second further condition to it.
sir, I think he will need some financial support or maybe some guidance from the industry.
Okay, so together Nandan and Deepak, they can do it together.
Yes, definitely, because the other person is having knowledge, or maybe due to the investment banker, I think he can guide better how to spend money and how to save money, or I mean, just gain more profit. I think yes, both can
Yeah.
do the business together. That's
So
one part.
yeah, so it is very straightforward kind of case. So it's not, it's a case led basically. So where basically they have given a situation, right? So which one would be good? But here in the both the case, like in the case of Deepak and Nandan, individually it is very difficult. Okay, they may be having one thing in which they are good at, right? So Nandan is, in the case of Nandan, he is a banker and then definitely must be having a capital similarly, and then he has done that kind of a analysis, environment and industry analysis, which is also more important, right? So he has that kind of a comprehensive overview about the industry, hospitality industry. And whereas in the case of Deepak, he is already working into at the junior position in hospitality industry, so at least he know the operational part of it, right? So as an individually, it is very difficult for any of, either of Nandan or Deepak to start to venture into this domain. So but yes, if they join hands together and then they combine their respective resources, then probably the chances would be more. So that's how basically this is the one of the aspect when we think about venture into any kind of entrepreneurial segment or in any startup kind of stuff, right? So what kind of activities we need to do for that? This case talks about you need to have that kind of an industrial overview plus some kind of a operational expertise as well, or the competency in which you want to start your business, right? So in the most of the startup case particularly, right, so you will be finding that the cases which you must have come across and then definitely will share. So in that you will find 2-3 people, 3-4 people, 4-5 people on their board as an founder and co-founder, which they whatever the together which idea they have think through, or maybe the founder, the one who basically got that kind of idea, and then he has brought other like and right-minded people on their board as a founder and co-founder, and then they have started. Okay, fine. Now similar to that, the second case, so it is a bigger one. So but anyway, so I'll just now conclude, because there is no any point now continuously asking you guys, because as you also understand the faculty teacher concern as well. So at least if you could share your anxiety, your concern, why you are not able to go through it, then probably I can come up with some kind of alternative solutions to it. Okay, but as of now you are not giving me that kind of idea, so fair enough, but please do let me know, okay, so that I can plan my subsequent lectures accordingly. Okay, so the second one is the opportunity identification by Mr. Sanjeev Bikhchandani. So he is basically founder of Info Age India Private Limited company. It's a the Naukri.com. You must be browsing Naukri.com website. So this Mr. Sanjeev is the man behind that. So this case is talking about his entrepreneurial journey, how he has started with, what is his educational background, and then what is his further professional background, right? So he, after his degree from IIM Ahmedabad, then he got a very good offer, and then he used to work in a company called GlaxoSmithKline, where basically he got that kind of a business idea. Why so? Because during that period of time, the Business India was one of the very a key newspaper in which basically maximum recruitment advertisement for different position generally used to come. So then he used to, the people, the employees over there in that GlaxoSmith company, they used to see that kind of, it's a magazine, sorry, that magazine, Business India magazine. And then he got that idea that people are, kind of searching for different kinds of job. So, but they are struggling in terms of getting appropriate information. So what can be done for that? So that's how his thinking process started. And then slowly, he has, continuously work on that kind of idea. And then further, where he got that kind of a kick. So that, in that case, the case writer has mentioned, where during the, his working in that existing GlaxoSmith company. So he attended one conference, it's a kind of annual Information Technology Asia exhibition in Delhi. So where he got to know that something called internet, because during 90s only, internet era kind of started. That is nothing but World Wide Web, WWW. And then since then, from that point of view, he got that kind of idea that there is something called internet, World Wide Web. So through which basically I can create one kind of a database. I can, compile all those print media ka advertisement on my portal, and then I can basically provide those kind of information, easily information to the prospective employees, right? So that's how, and then to do that, then to do that kind of stuff. So he was not that much competent enough to develop that kind of what do you call that, website or application, blah blah, right? So then he hired or took a help of some of his colleague or friend, and then that's how basically they have developed that kind of stuff. So initially they struggled a lot, but yes, down the line they succeed. And most importantly, they have not stopped, just by having a recruitment advertisement, right? So that was the first idea. And then subsequently in any business for that matter, basically, right, the product diversification, product variation is very much important, right? We need to understand. And that's how I also told you in my previous lectures also, key, once you started into this kind of segment, right, entrepreneurship, then continuously you need to work on the opportunity identification. So one concept here only I would like to bring, so that you will be more kind of interested in the upcoming lectures. In the case that very often you must have heard a business plan, right? The concept. But before that, there is a concept called detailed project report, right? Which is the detailed project report. DPR is a kind of a Bible for entrepreneur, right? The founder one. And it is very secretive kind of stuff document, which the founder, co-founder, these people, they prepare. So it is more of on, it talks about, the detailed comprehensive analysis, which these founder members, they have done, in the beginning. And then subsequently they try to, map their activities as per the DPR. Yeah, I'm not talking through, any presentation, basically. It is everything, it is there on that case. So I'm just now decoding that case, which is supposed to be done by you people, but unfortunately it is, you people have not read that. Okay, so that's how I'm just decoding that case, and that is those learnings I'm sharing with you people. Okay, right. So where I okay, so yeah. Okay, so the internet era started during the 90s. So he has ventured into that domain. So definitely by that time, other peoples will also, venture into. So there are different now, you may aware about different websites of these recruitment and stuff like that. So then further, down the line, he has started the separate division for matrimonial. So there is also kind of, problems in terms of getting, very good, girl with boy, right? So matrimony website. And then most of the time, such kind of activity, generally it is offline, because people have their own network based on that. It happens. But yes, broadly, he has opened up a kind of matrimonial website also. And then he has also kind of provided the resources, area specific resources for the people, those who do such kind of, arrangement on offline, basically. So all those database also he has kind of uploaded on his website, right? And then also ventured into, the education domain as well. That is education division, which he had started, on which basically he used to provide the different online educational classifieds portal like shiksha.com and so on and so forth. Plus the real estate, like the 99acres.com, right? Allcheckdeals.com. So there are so many websites, so many people are in this kind of online real estate business. So he is the first one basically to start this Naukri.com, and then parallelly to just remain valid and remain updated and competitive in the segment of this online business. And then that to particularly that recruitment segment and then matrimony segment, he is continuously working on that kind of upgradation of his database and then services. So that's how this case is talking about that, right? So that very beautiful journey, written by a case writer on this Info Age, founder of the Info Age. It is Sanjeev Bikhchandani. Okay, now in this connection, yesterday only I discussed, because here in that second case, they have mentioned that asked the question called analyze the business model of Naukri.com. So when you talked about a business model, so there is one concept called business model canvas. So it has 9 different components, which yesterday we have already discussed. So we need to basically, the founder and then startup guys, they need to think through all those 9 blocks so that they can well prepare to venture into that kind of entrepreneurship domain. Okay, right. So that's how the decoding of the second case. Now, just now asking the Outbridge Research Service Private Limited. This is also very good case actually. You will get a lot of learnings if you go through this case, right? It's hardly 7-8 page case, and it has around further 6-7 page the annexes, kind of additional information which you can go through and which will help you to understand the different aspect of this case. Okay, so is there anyone who has read this case, Outbridge Research Service Private Limited? Quickly. Okay. So I will just give you the background of this case, and then related to that, then I will discuss a concept behind this case. So the Mr. Ajay Trehan, he is the kind of a brainchild or the founder of the Outbridge Research Service Private Limited company, right? So this is the company, it's further advanced to what the Naukri.com, it's a mere database. So what this Ajay, he got that idea because many employers, they hire different employees. So there is a very key task involved in this process, that is background screening and risk assessment to the company. So risk assessment is very a broader concept, but yes, background screening, I think this is understood. So he could thought of, yes, employers must be thinking about such kind of activity there. So there should be some kind of a third party, assessing about the performance or, background of the prospective employees, right? So that's how he has ventured into that segment of this recruitment business, right? So then he started his entrepreneurial journey again in 1990s, and since then he has basically developed that kind of software. So all those detailed the software aspects, how he has developed all those, in detail, you can see in exhibit number 2 of Bridge Services, what kind of a background verification services he is offering, risk assessment services, right? So talent solution also he is offering in terms of uh, you know how he can basically provide some kind of a training and capacity building services to the employees of different employers. So that kind of stuff you can see in the exhibit number 2, right? And related to that, he has also given up how this basically that his database works. So that a very detailed the case writer has given the process flow of the this on bridge, right? So okay, so this case would also give you the idea about the entrepreneurial journey of Mr. Ajay. So a lot of ups and downs. So how he has basically overcome all those ups and downs. So this case is talking about that. Okay. Now let me come to the key aspect. But yes, before that, yesterday, I don't know what happened. Immediately, abruptly, my call got ended. Means our session got ended. So kindly note down. Yeah. So you need to submit this assignment, right? Because the idea of discussion and then sharing your views on this is not working. So then I'll ask Anand sir to collect your this assignment. So you can note down, and of course followed by that I will also share through Anand sir. So what do you think, Trihan as an entrepreneur, right? And what are the different the strength and weakness this Mr. Ajay Trihan he has, right? And then from your point of view, I would like to know the business model of Outreach. So I would be expecting the business model of Outreach based on the business model canvas, which we discussed. So on all those 9 different segments, after reading this case, you just, prepare this a bulleted point for all those 9 blocks in the case of this Outbridge. So what is the value proposition for this Outbridge, right? Who all are the customer segment? So the theory part of it, conceptual understanding, already we have discussed. So I want this assignment. Yeah. Okay. So now let me discuss some conceptual understanding now further. So now we are going one step ahead in this subject, that is the analysis part of it. Through these 3 cases, I think by this time we got now idea that, okay, how one can basically, come up with some kind of a business idea, and how I can convert that business idea into an opportunity. So what all those different things are required, right? So probably that 9 fundamental blocks of business canvas model would give further understanding about how I need to prepare myself, right? Now, further part of it called idea or opportunity validation. So how I can validate my idea before actually, executing or monetizing my that business idea, right? So it is just kind of a cross-checking of our detailed plan which we have made, right? So there are different aspects to it now, and there are different, a lot of frameworks are there, right? But the basic fundamental, aspect which is important, that is the 2-3 point, as in the case of now Outbridge I'm talking about as of now, and then subsequently to this I'll share one presentation. There is one framework, through that I will explain. Okay. So in the case of the opportunity analysis for Outbridge, again, now you just make a note of these 2-3 points, and then in addition to that 2 questions, this on this aspect also you can give your views. How do you see the realness of opportunity of this Outbridge I'm talking about? Yeah. So the realness of the opportunity, from that point of view, also the founder, member, right, we need to think through. So is this real business, maybe a company versus a project, or is it some kind of a short-term project which I can do and then let's forget about it? Short-term project in the sense that, okay, I got some kind of assignment from any company. Okay, please, can you do some kind of a background analysis for these new prospective employees which we are taking on board? So can you do that? So that is more of a kind of a consultancy assignment, is it not? Right? I'm just getting that kind of a consultancy assignment, and then I'm just doing, and then just, okay, fine, right? So that also we need to clarify. So how we can convert that a simple idea into, in terms of a broad-based business idea. Okay. So maybe Ajay Trehan got that kind of initial idea that these employers maybe, facing a lot of problems in terms of background screening, right? So initially he did that kind of stuff, individual basis, he handled such kind of assignment. But later, to give that kind of a business perspective to it, and to establish him as an entrepreneur, and then that's how of late he has registered as a private limited company, Outbridge Research Service Private Limited Company, right? But yes, he did that kind of initial pilot, right? So how we are making a idea into a real business, that is also more important, which will give you further kind of a detailed understanding. What all, where I'm good at, what kind of resources I may require, right? So realness of opportunity. Durability of opportunity, that's also very important. How long we are going to sustain in that particular segment, in that particular industry. Durability of opportunity. Marshalling the resources, how I am mobilizing resources which would be required to convert my business idea and business idea. That is the resources, and then resources also key component in the case of that business model canvas as well. Managing venture, so managing such kind of a diverse kind of stuff, because employer to employer, so I need to have that kind of a management team, right, on my board, so that I can manage the background screening or risk analysis, or down the line the talent solution, that kind of training capacity solutions for different employers. So could be any sector, right? So how I'm ready with that, and then demonetizing the idea in terms of my income stream. So how I can set my margin, or how I can get a revenue out of this activity, right? So all those mechanisms. So now, based on these 5 parameters, the realness of opportunity, durability, marshalling the resources, managing the venture, and then the revenue streams, right? Based on these 5 parameters, again, if you could read this case, then you will get answer, or you will get a lot of ideas how basically the Mr. Ajay the Oddbridge founder, he has basically worked on all those aspects so that he is pretty very much ready for venturing into this segment, right? Okay, so that's all for this case. Now let me share my screen where basically I would like to discuss the further concept related to this cases. One is already discussed in yesterday's lecture. If you have any question, any concern, you can unmute and you can talk, or else you can put it in the chat box. Meanwhile, I am just sharing my presentation. Okay. So screen is visible. Can anybody please confirm me?
Yes, sir. It's visible.
Perfect. Thank you. Okay. So now the associated concept, as I told you, with this case, which we can draw the further part of it, that is the validation part of it, right? So there is a framework called a Mullian's 7 domains model. So generally, this framework, in London Business School, they use, and basically from there, basically this framework has been developed, and then they have given a set kind of parameters on which the founder or the prospective entrepreneur startup guys, they need to validate their business idea. So broadly, what they have done, they have divided into a two broader kind of domain. Either you can say a domain or dimension. One is market, and then one is the industry. And one can talk within this market and industry domain from the macro perspective, just overall comprehensive perspective, and then minutely in detail, that is the micro perspective as well, right? So there are some 4 kind of quadrant you can see, right? And then at the center of it, the team domain, the third domain which they are talking about, team domain, which has 3 more now further indicators. So from these 7 indicators point of view, then if you could analyze your opportunity, then probably you can you would be ready for launching your product or venture into this domain. Okay, market attractiveness, which is the market domain ka macro level indicator. So whatever idea you may be having, right? So now let's take the Neha could help me in terms of decoding the first case. So in the case of first, now since we have discussed, and then of course other also not in detail, but at least I could do a justice by my own in terms of giving you the idea about the second and third case. So the Chinese restaurant, right? So it is more of on the hospitality industry they are talking about. So in that, the yes, the Nandan could do that kind of a comprehensive analysis, that is environment and industry analysis. So we need to see that whether market is attractive for that particular product or services in which we want to venture into, right? So that is more important, which through this domain they are trying to say, whether it is upcoming growing market or it is already the market going down. So now let's take the broader example which is related to our case, which the second case probably, the online stuff. So, and then of course, Outbridge also kind of online only. So the print media I'm talking about, print media vis-a-vis online media, or the appropriate word is electronic media, right? So the print media now you see, the Times of India, Hindustan, and then so many very good Maharashtra Times, especially in the case of Maharashtra, right? So the print media kind of, going through a very tough time. You would also agree, right? So the government on the one hand side, and then so many players, right? And then technology itself is now, it's very become, growing day by day. Every day, some kind of a new product, new features are adding in existing product services, right? So the print media is going through a very tough time. So if you have any kind of idea related to print media, so just think through, right? Understand the challenges, and then probably you can, come out with some kind of innovative strategy. You may be having, the print media, but if you could come up with e-paper, which most of the, newspaper, they have now, ventured into, but even though they are also struggling, right, in that stuff as well, because the electronic media, and then of late it becomes so online electronic media, which is now, growing like anything. And then the customer, right, we all of us are the customer of these kind of online media, electronic media. So immediately, whatever happened, immediately I'm getting that kind of a notification if I'm subscribing all those news provider. So immediately I'm getting to know, and even if it is not through a subscription based model, or through the, you know the news provider, online news provider, but through WhatsApp also I'm getting, through Facebook also I'm getting to know the different kind of updates, right? So the point is, the domain in which you want to venture into, whether it is attractive, the market of that particular product and service is attractive or not, that we need to understand, right? Similarly, if I could talk about the example of the what photography, right? Earlier, where is Kodak now, right? The best kind of brand. So they are also struggling in terms of watch also. So now you see a lot of variation, a lot of product, came into market, having all those modern gadgets, and then is giving a lot of information related to my health and whatnot, right? But what about the Titan? What about all those so-called established brand in the, that segment watch? So that's how I'm, hinting. What happened? Actually, there is very good, video. I forgot to download actually, but yes, maybe I will share later. Just to, take you through that kind of an advertisement of idea mobile service provider, so where is idea now, right? Merged into Vodafone, but still struggling. So Jio has kind of a disrupted entire telecommunication industry. So that is, I'm hinting them about market. Let's now, I think that's fair enough to understand the within the market domain, the micro level, that is nothing but the sector market benefits and attractiveness. So the people, within the people also, as I told you, and then already you must have gone through those concepts, the customer segmentation, right? So for all those different segments within the broader, target clientele group, how you are going to serve these people, right? And which category sector of market is most likely to benefit from your activity? How are you and your product differentiate from others in this segment? So these are the some kind of further yardstick to validate my idea, right? Future trend in this segment, is it growing or will it continue? So that also I need to. Now here I can take now example of the Sanjeev Bikhchandani, the idea which he got from the people hunting for job, but of late he could realize that if I want to sustain, I can, if I want to, diversify my business, then definitely by having only one product, I would not be, in a position to manage my stuff. So let's venture, let's open up new division. So matrimony, real estate, blah, blah, all those. Which is the next market segment you would like to target? So that's all these other different market segment, right? Amul ka bhi example I could give. So many products they have, right? So similarly, each and every businessman, they do such kind of stuff. And now let me, I think in other day also in my the agriculture ka overview, which I could give you, though it's not your the hardcore background, but still I hope you could get that kind of perspective and business opportunity. I hope so. And then I have already shared my presentation. Okay, so what I told you in during this nationwide statewide lockdown, right? So many new startup, new supply chain startup came into, because the routine market, everything was closed. So only one kind of market channel was there, is there, still it is there in the most of the parts. That is, the direct marketing, B2C, right? So many people, the well-established existing, business houses, they have also ventured into B2C segment. Earlier, they used to only deal with the B2B or maybe B2G, that is business to government in terms of procurement stuff. But many people now, they are into B2C, right? Because they have, it's now free, right? So that kind of a limitation is not there as of now, right? So that how I can change my distribution channel. And then business model canvas also talks about that. The third important segment in the business converse model after the customer segment, value proposition, and third is the channel. So what kind of different channels, maybe to begin with online, or maybe days normal, I can go offline, right? So cost efficient, all those parameters we discussed, right? So further to it, also we can validate whatever we have thought through in the channel component of business canvas model. It is, I'm just validating that through these kind of questions. Okay, now second domain here, industry domain. So when you talked about industry, so it's all about in that my hospitality industry, what are those different service provider are there in the key locations in the Chinese segment, further to it, right? So that kind of competitive analysis, and who all are those buyers and suppliers are there in the Chinese market, those who are providing the raw material or whatever they required for the restaurants. So that analysis, and that's how these Mr. Nandan, he did that kind of analysis, right? Industry analysis. So which is more of on the attractiveness he could, he could analyze. And he has already mentioned in that case that he got to know that whatever the key location, it is just only kind of a case. So key location they have not mentioned as such, but they could identify that kind of a key location in their area of operation where they want to start. So there they could find out, yes, in these key locations, there is a gap, there is a people, those who are looking for the customer, they are looking for the Chinese restaurant, right? So there is a probability of, success probability is more to start that, right? So that I could sense, that I could get to know through this kind of a validation. Yes. Generally what happened in startup case mein, to it is mandatory, as I discussed in the first lecture itself. Mandatory means you need to be very, very innovative in your business idea. Of course, it has to have some kind of a technology attached to it, right? And of course the scalability part of it, right? But what happens in a broader entrepreneurial segment I'm talking about now, generally this aspect many people, they overlooked in terms of having some kind of a USP for their product and services, which you need to kind of validate your USP, right? So related to, I think, question I have mentioned. The identify competencies that you will need and define how your organization will develop. Identify what resources do you possess that your competitors don't, and of course, vice versa, right? So that analysis would tell me that how far I am kind of competent enough to venture into this segment. So just now further in detail, just to have that kind of a quantitative analysis, the competitors, their market share in that particular industry, the product, which kind of a products they are offering, how much added value they are giving, added value of that product, or maybe some kind of associated services related to that product, and then what is their profit margin, right? So the supply chain already you have discussed, you have gone through that concept, right? So what is the supply chain of those different product and services segment in which you want to venture into? So how you can map that, so that through this competitor analysis, through that supplier and then buyer segment, I would be able to map those, right? And I think in my subsequent cases which I would be discussing, so you will also get further understanding on how I can map supply chain. Yeah. Okay. So at each level of a supply chain, that means at each actor level, those who are involved in a particular product supply chain, how much margin they are getting, right? So that kind of a mapping is very much important, right? And then I have a very good a field oriented case that I will share. And then do they have a regulatory body and compliance issue? So it is more upon the startup, those who are into food processing segment, and then in general also. So in general, in a sense, it varies based on the legal entity in which you have registered your company. So related to that, there are compliance, right? Some regulatory compliance which that act its demands, right? So as per the different legal entity, which would be discussing in due course of time in this subject. So what kind of a compliance requirement are there, and what kind of issues in doing compliance? So who is regulating in the sense that if I'm into the food industry, let's say, so definitely the Food Safety Standard Authority of India, FSSAI license. So I hope on the food packet, have you noticed the in a square, the round shape, green color round shape, right? Or maybe brown color, right? So it indicates the vegetarian product, non-vegetarian products, like AgMark certification related to agriculture product. So this certification regulatory body, so who all are there in that particular segment? So definitely, if I also want to venture into, so I should know about what are those different regulatory authorities are there, from whom basically I also need to take some kind of a license for my product and services. So that kind of understanding we get through this kind of analysis. Okay, just now last 3 more slides, so be with me please. Yeah, already time is over. So team domain, this is very important, these 3 aspects, please make a note of it, because and then this is the at the center of these any kind of validation or any kind of business for that matter. And there are a lot of studies basically, particularly in the case of startup also, right? So I'll not bore in by sharing all those findings, but yes, the key aspect of which the many studies they have concluded, what they could find out that in most of the more than 85% startup, those who got failed, so on 3 key aspects which they have identified. One is your idea and then strategy which you are adopting to convert that idea. Of course, second is the a leadership, the team member, right? A team, it could be founder, co-founder, management staff, all those stuff. And then third, of course, about the capital, that is the resources, capital. So team domain is very important. So how this millions framework they are talking about, one is the mission, aspiration, and then propensity to risk. So as I told you, the Oddbridge, Mr. Ajay, so he perhaps he could be more satisfied by just only handling need-based consultancy assignment, and then earning direct some kind of consultancy fee, and then fine. But he could think through, he could envision himself from the broader perspective that I should develop my system, right? So he could envision that if I would do some kind of this consultancy based stuff, I may vanish in a day or two, and then it's depend on my own network, and then based on that getting consultancy assignment. But if I could register, and then if I could establish as a brand, then probably I would get many kind of assignments, right? So that makes a lot of difference. So point here is, if you could just think through earning mere profit out of it, that don't make that much sense, because yes, you want to venture into segment definitely for profit, but you should have that kind of a broader vision, right? So you just go through any startup ka website or any businessman ka website. They have a vision, they have a mission, right? And to achieve that kind of a long-term vision into which they are aspiring for through their profit, non-profit activity, right? So that you need to kind of have that kind of a visionary ambition. Then probably you can direct, you can develop that kind of a culture in your organization. So that is what it is written in detail. Ability to execute on critical success factor. So I think probably once we discuss the detailed project report and then a business plan, the miniature form of a detailed project report is nothing but business plan. So that would give a more clarity. So, but here I need to have that kind of a detailed project report, and then some kind of a critical success factor, or in general industry, they give to employees what they give a key result area, key performance indicator, like those KRA, KPI metrics, right, for employee wise. So what it, how, from where it comes? It comes through a broader kind of, mapping, which, these management guides, which founder they do in terms of achieving their different targets, right? Which is also further mapped to their long-term vision and mission. So that's how it is narrowed down to employee wise KR and KPI. Okay, so that critical success factors I need to have, so that I can cross check my journey. I can see how far I would be in a position to achieve all those milestones, which is through these critical success factors. So further questions I have mentioned. Yeah, the key stakeholders, right? Because here also you can see the first indicator is more of on what it is talking about: individual founder, startup, the management people, right? So how far the founder, co-founder, they are kind of inculcating the motivation, the values behind starting that kind of a business into employees. The second indicator, right, in the form of ability to execute on critical success factors, right? And third is the key stakeholders, right, besides whosoever they're on board, right? So key stakeholder more of on either could be the service provider to my business, or maybe a buyer, of course, right? So how I'm dealing with these people, and that's how that comes to your the fourth indicator of, or you can say a component or block of your business model canvas, that is the customer relationship, right? The customer segment, value proposition, then your a channel, and then your customer relationship. So how you are going to establish a kind of networking listening with these key stakeholder, I think that is more important. So it varies as per your value chain in which you are dealing into. I think with this, it's all about as far as my today's lecture is concerned. Okay, so if you have anything to discuss, you are most welcome. I hope at least you could got that kind of a clarity in terms of identification of the business opportunity, and then its validation part. If you have any concern, any question, anything so far, you are most welcome. So over to you. Is it understood? Yes, student. Anything wants to say something?